Ladies and gentlemen, the Amhara region in Ethiopia has, unfortunately, become a battleground, marked by the unrelenting and escalating conflict between the Ethiopian National Defense Force, ENDF, and the formidable Amhara Fano forces. The situation on the ground is not only disconcerting, but deeply troubling, as we attempt to provide you with the most recent and comprehensive updates on this dire state of affairs. Wegdi, a town nestled in the western Wello region, has emerged as one of the most prominent theaters of this ongoing conflict. Intense and unrelenting clashes have turned the very streets of Wegdi into a battleground where the horrors of warfare play out. According to reports from various reliable sources, the ENDF has deployed heavy weaponry within the confines of the city, effectively transforming it into a veritable war zone. The gravity of this confrontation is evidenced by the fact that this fierce battle has persisted for an astonishing 3 days, a harrowing testament to the severity of the situation. The genesis of this round of violence can be traced back to 2 days ago when skirmishes erupted on the outskirts of the city, culminating in the eruption of a full-blown and sustained conflict within the town of Wegdi. Perhaps the most distressing aspect of these developments is the grim toll it has taken on the ENDF. Reports from Fano sources relay accounts of a devastating ambush executed by Fano forces on a contingent of ENDF soldiers located on the outskirts of the town. The tragic outcome is that out of a force comprising 400 NDF soldiers, a meager 60 have managed to survive this lethal onslaught. The casualty count is shockingly high, with many brave soldiers losing their lives and many more being left grievously wounded. What's more, the Fano forces claim to have captured a significant cache of weaponry from the ENDF, thereby further tilting the balance of power in their favor in this protracted and brutal conflict. Regrettably, these grievous incidents are not isolated occurrences, as another harrowing episode unfolds in Ashiwa Medhayamlem, situated between the towns of Danjala and Addis Kadam in the South Gojam region. Here, the Fano forces have once again struck a devastating blow, this time targeting an NDF convoy, resulting in heavy casualties. The reports paint a bleak picture, indicating that several ENDF soldiers have been left wounded and maimed as a consequence of this vicious ambush, underscoring the relentless and perilous nature of the conflict that continues to grip the Amhara region. As this situation continues to evolve, our hearts and thoughts are with the people who call these conflict zones their homes. In light of recent reports from the Ethio-American Development Council, EADC, it has become paramount to address a concerning and delicate issue that has been simmering on the backdrop of the complex Ethiopian political landscape. This issue centers around the attempt by Abiy Ahmed's government, comprising both the Prosperity Party, PP, and TPLF, to exploit historical grievances and misunderstandings, sowing seeds of discord and mistrust between Eritreans and Ethiopians, particularly those of Amhara descent. It is essential to recognize that historical grievances should not be manipulated to divide us further. Rather, they should serve as lessons that guide us toward reconciliation and unity. The danger lies in the falling victim to this ploy, thereby perpetuating the cycle of conflict. Moreover, it is of utmost concern that the Amhara people are being mischaracterized based on these historical grievances, especially at a time when they face gross atrocities at a genocidal scale. The imperative here is not to fuel hatred against a group that has unjustly been labeled as everyone's enemy. The Ethiopian population, and in particular the significant Amhara community, has unequivocally displayed solidarity with Eritrea. This solidarity serves as a robust rebuttal to claims regarding Amhara elites that are rooted in prejudice and stereotypes. We firmly condemn any parties that do not respect Eritrea's sovereignty, including those who claim to be Amhara or are perceived as Amhara elites. Responsibility for disrespectful statements should rest with individuals or organizations, but it should not be used as an excuse to cast blame on an entire group of people. It is also crucial for our Eritrean brothers and sisters to understand that the term Amhara elite is often wielded as a euphemism against all Amhara people. Amharic, the language spoken by many Ethiopians, is not a reliable means to differentiate ethnic Amharas, particularly in the midst of covert operations and psychological warfare conducted by both the TPLF and PP. In the midst of these challenging times, when ethnicity is being weaponized to justify violent acts based solely on people's ethnic or religious backgrounds, it is more appropriate to hold Ethiopia as a nation accountable rather than singling out a specific ethnic group when articulating concerns. Stereotypes and conspiracy theories, particularly when they target one ethnicity, such as the Amhara from the diverse tapestry of Ethiopia, are not only harmful but also deeply prejudiced. It is crucial to remember that the Amhara people, like all Ethiopians, are enduring unimaginable suffering and should be recipients of solidarity rather than made scapegoats for the nation's past or present sins. Unconscious biases and rhetoric that depict the Amhara as a boogeyman to be feared only contribute to the rise of Amharaphobia, which has tragically cost innocent lives during Ethiopia's ongoing violence against the Amhara people. This perilous political discourse must come to an end. As a new generation, let us strive for understanding, solidarity, and the uplifting of each other for a more peaceful tomorrow. It is only through unity and empathy that we can overcome the challenges that have beset our region and strive for a brighter, more harmonious future. As this situation continues to evolve, our hearts and thoughts are with the people who call these conflict zones their homes. They endure unimaginable suffering amid this unrelenting turmoil, making it all the more imperative that we remain committed to bringing you further updates on this dire and escalating crisis as they become available. The hope is that awareness and international attention may lead to a resolution and relief for the beleaguered residents of Amhara.